Lugard Agbomoagan. I'm the lead attorney of Lugard Agbomoagan Legal Practitioners and Consultants, a law firm based in Nigeria, Africa. By the UN in 2019, and some recommendations were made, and that by 2030, everywhere in the world should be what? Should have internet access and all that. Now, the recommendations were only made, so they were soft laws, not hard laws. Not laws to say, oh, member states must do this by fire by force. And one thing like Mr. Justiciability said, we need to distinguish having this internet access either as a right for liberty or as an entitlement. So when you try to distinguish the policies, like, is this a right against interference or a right that must be provided by the government? So if you don't distinguish, you will get it wrong. And when you look at UN, the idea of UN is not having it as a right as government must provide internet for me, government must provide phone, gadgets and all the likes for me. It was given as a policy, like, whatever I'm going to do on internet must not be interfered with. For example, when you see some government, when they come on board, the first thing they do is to shut down internet when they think it will favor them. We have situations across Africa where governments were threatened, or they feel threatened by the usage of internet and all the likes, and they keep going every day to say they want to control the use of internet. And when you look at countries, even in the world, that have made internet access as fundamental rights, when you talk of Costa Rica, Finland, France, Greece, and all of them, many of them got it as fundamental right from judicial pronouncement. Not that they just wake up, they go to their House of Assembly or lawmaking body to say we are making right to internet access as fundamental right. No. If you look at India, there was a popular case in India where the Supreme Court pronounced that any act that will affect the usage of internet is against fundamental rights. So from then on, they pick it. So automatically, right to internet access becomes a fundamental. When you look at it that way, it's against interference. So the pronouncement does not say, oh, it's a fundamental right now, so government should provide this, should provide that. No. Even when you look at Costa Rica, they came across internet access as fundamental right from judicial pronouncement. And for example, in Nigeria, we have some rights that we call justiciable rights. We have the one we say they are not justiciable rights, chapter 2 and chapter 4. But nowadays, Nigeria is picking up. There was a judgment by a court that says the right to basic education is a fundamental right that is justiciable. So, like someone said also, if you have this right, when you are saying internet as a right, you need to know, is it as a constitutionally guaranteed right or as fundamental human right? But when it is there as a right and it is interfered with, then you have something to show to the court to say this right has been interfered with and you get redress from it. So our courts also have a lot to do to distinguish these policies. Like, is this as a right against interference or as a liberty? Thank you.
You tell me, what is your opinion? Which one are you for and against?
Okay, I think you say what is my stand. My stand is internet access should be made a right. Now, whether it will now become fundamental human right or conditionally guaranteed right is something different. Because one of the major problems we have in Africa is implementation. Even the so-called fundamental rights that we have under Chapter 4, for example, how many lawyers have gone to court? We have gotten judgment. You see Sarah and all the like, they say we are taking Buhari to court, we are taking Tinubu to court. So the question is, have we ever asked them, have you been able to execute any of these judgments? I'm so glad that our Attorney General of the Federation is in this conference, and I hope that it will change by now. We go to court. against police officers, against this, against that. We get judgment. When you get to our offices, we have array of judgment. But the question is, have you gotten cash for your judgment? No. So if we make it fundamental right, we make it constitutionally guaranteed right. We must know, we must talk about implementation and execution of that right.
Definitely.
Thank you.